Thanks for tuning in to the Diaphragm Dynasty. I'm back with another R&B topic, of course, as we do exclusively on this podcast. Um, but the big topic, of course, this week is the Verzuz. That's this Thursday with two of the most undervalued and probably underrated R&B artists of of the 90s and early 2000s era. Now, when you look at two artists like Joe Thomas and Donnell Jones, very traditional R&B artists who were very influential in the 90s and the early 2000s. And these guys have catalogs that we really don't talk about as much because you look at bigger artists like a Beyonce, you look at artists like R. Kelly, and you look at artists like Jodeci and those guys took over the 90s and early 2000s alike. And this battle I think is interesting because these guys are both kind of unknown, but they're big in their own ways from different perspectives. Because there's more productivity and impact on one side, um, which I think Joe had more impact as far as music goes, but I think he had more impact on the front of features, of being a featured guest, being a featured artist, I should say, on most of his tracks, because he has more songs that were impactful and guaranteed round winners, but they're from features though. So without the features, I think this is an easy battle to decide. But since features are considered or a part of verses, it's going to be difficult for Donnell Jones to compete with Joe in that aspect because Joe has singles like All the Things, I Want to Know, and these songs are classics in the 90s. And these songs, both of those songs are songs that you can't tell the story of R&B without in the 90s without telling those, because all of those songs are great hits and guaranteed round winners. But I think where Joe makes very difficult for Donnell Jones in this battle is from his features, which I talked about earlier. Because when you think about I Want to Get to Know You, which is a G-Unit song featuring Joe, or you talk about Faded Pictures with Joe and Case, which I think Case and Joe would have been a better battle. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Even like a song like Big Rich Town, which is the theme song for the Power series and several different Power shows, spinoffs, that's a classic hit. When you hear that song come on, we used to get emotional and say, oh, Power is back. Great TV, great moments on the Stars networks that was executive produced or is executive produced by 50 Cent. But the biggest song that Joe has in his catalog that will make the crowd go crazy and is a guaranteed round winner. And if I was Donnell Jones, when this song comes on, I'm just playing anything. I might even just make up a song because you're going to lose this round once that song comes on. And that's Don't Want to Be a Player. And that's, of course, that's featuring Big Pun. Rest in peace to him. So he won't be able to come out for it. But maybe he can get Fat Joe or somebody to come out. But he doesn't even have to do that part. He can just sing the chorus of that, and he's going to win that round because it's such a huge hit. Most people know this song. It was a very great pop hit, but it was one of the best songs in R&B history, just off of the chorus. So he has those hits. He has about 6 automatic ones that he can win, that Joe can win off top. Now, Donnell, like I said before, has more solo hits. He has more hits that don't feature anybody or he's not featured on. But I don't know if he has enough, because that Where I Want to Be album is where most of the tracks will come from. Where he has Where I Want to Be, which I think is should win around depending on where it's played. He has What's Up with Left Eye and the version without Left Eye, but rest in peace to Left Eye. She's not around anymore. But either one of those records can go and they can win where they can go. But my favorite song, or I think it is my favorite song from Donnell Jones, is a song that really most people don't resonate with or really know about. And if you're a Love and Basketball fan, you do, because this song was played at the end of Love and Basketball. And I'm talking about I'll Go. Now that I'll Go song is very, very traditional R&B, very great hit. It's a wedding type song. It's one of those songs that he brings out his vocalism in, and he's able to bring out his artistry as well. So that "I'll Go Loving Basketball" song, I think, is a song that's slept on by most. I don't know how it'll resonate in a versus crowd because it's more of a mellowed out song. It's not more of a poppy hit type song. It's more a traditional R&B hit type song. But that song is one of the best. And of course, "Have You Ever" on that "Where I Want to Be" album as well. So most of those songs come from "Where I Want to Be" album, and then he had some covers. The Stevie Wonder cover, I don't know if he'll play that, but then you have to compete with Stevie Wonder's rendition, which is very difficult to do. And he has a beautiful singing voice, but uh, covers are not really traditionally brought out in verses, so I don't think it's something that will resonate well. So I think he probably should stay away from the cover type song, especially from a legend like that. But I do think this won't really be a close battle. I think it would have been close if you can't use features and Joe just had to use his pure catalog. Because I didn't even mention Joe's "More and More." That's probably an automatic as well because of the pop success, the up-tempo-ness of the song, um, the R. Kelly type influence on the song as well. So I think that's another one that he could win. But I think Joe is the better vocalist, but I think Donnell has the better solo hits in great form. But I think it'll be a great night for music. But if you're going to 20, I think it'll be at least 13-7 Joe because of all the hits he has and the features. So tell me your thoughts about this battle, this versus battle between Donnell Jones and Joe. And until next time, I'll see you next time.